you go. Again, I'm an English teacher in Japan. I'm teaching at elementary school and the high school. And today you'll be seeing some video clips from my school with my students in action. After that, I'll review some points. And then after all 5 of the game modes, I'll be going over some aha moments maybe that you might want to adapt to your classroom itself. So let's begin with an understanding that game modes, aka mini games, Kahoot in general has been awesome. And the crew at Kahoot has been so clever that they've exceeded the Kahoot experience. And now there are game modes. In fact, there are 5, and these are game changers. If you love Kahoot, you're going to love, or your students will even love more, the 5 different game modes. So you can up your game and up your education and up the learning with all of these game modes. So we're going to go on a slow journey through 5 of the game modes, and we're going to take a deep dive with the submarine squad. Usually I do this in Japanese, so I have to translate it back into English, and it's very early in Japan here, so bear with me. Anyways, let's begin with the video, and I'll follow up with a few things after that. Hit it. Alrighty. Okay, so question. True or false? The students were enjoying their learning in a collaborative game. Yes or no? Or true or false? Or true or also true? The answer is purple. It's true. And of course, the blue and red color will be purple. Anyways, a few notes to go over. I'm going to refer to these as I go along. The time in my school, the longer the time, the better when I play the submarine squad. Reason being, the time to explain the symbols and whatnot. In the beginning, it starts with 60 seconds to explain it, and then 45 seconds. And if I can get down to the 42-second mark, that's when it's most difficult and the fish tends to win. And I like it when the fish wins because my students have named the fish. My 3rd grade students, they thought, hey, Charles Sensei, can we name the fish? And I thought, well, sure. What do you want to name the fish? And they named the fish Charles. They named it after me, which I thought, okay, well, I'm going to support the fish now. So in this game, one of the key things to begin with is upping the volume. This is a very suspenseful game, so I make sure the volume is a bit louder than normal. So the suspense builds along with the music, which is so well done. Good job there, crew. Anyways, because I support the fish over the students, in the beginning when they're choosing their name and their character and their accessories, I'll quietly just start the game once they've got their PIN number logged in. That way they get a little off balance and they have to catch up to answer the questions to dive away from the attacking fish. Things that not to do is, because it's student-led, it frees up the teacher. And so I'm able to walk around the class and I can either help or hinder my students. And if I'm in a good mood and I want to help the students, I'll help the students that need the more help in helping them with choosing the correct answer Or I might want to hinder some of the other students by pushing the wrong answer on the machine as I walk by or whatnot. This creates some rapport with the students, and we just have a good time doing that. Anyways, again, reviewing time for this, I like the longer times, and say it's, also changing the rules. I'll say to my students sometimes that when you want to boost and you have to push long for the boost button, I'll say to my students today or this week or this month, the Kahoot crew changed the rules. So the boost now is not a long push, but it's a fast push, which is a lie, of course, but it just adds more excitement to the game as I give them different rules made up by myself that interfere with them getting the correct or proceeding and allowing the fish to win. Okay, let's go on to the next one. And Color Kingdom. All right, let's watch the video first and I'll go over some points. All right, true or false, or true or also true. Students were enjoying claiming territories to, battling each other. So this was a two-team battle. The correct answer, true, also true. Both are correct. All right, again, time-wise, the game time, I like to go about 5 minutes on this one. And the reason being is the creators have made some catch-up mechanics. And what I like to do is not walk around the classroom and help or hinder them. What I like to do is I like to open up a second browser on my equipment at my school. Second browser that I open will not be shown on the screen, so I can quietly play myself, and I make sure I'm on the team that needs the help of an extra partner, so I can even out the game. And what you don't want to do is tell the students about opening extra browsers, because they might be answering more questions and learning more content and collecting more tiles. Wait, say they didn't. That might be a good idea. Anyways, there's a couple options for you. To open up a second browser and do double duty and tell the students so they can do that also. Also, what you don't want to do on the previous submarine squad is open up a second browser, because if you didn't answer in the second hidden browser, then everyone wouldn't have collectively answered the questions. Thus, the fish would win. Oh, wait a second. I could make the fish win if I did sabotage it with a hidden browser. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Treasure trove. Question again, true or false, or true and also true. Students were enjoying earning treasures. Again, the answer is purple. Both answers are true. Now, game time on this one, everything works. Everything 2, 3, 5. I like to keep this short and sweet. I don't do it longer than 5 so much because it's individual play. And again, like mad props to the crew there that had the catch-up mechanics built into it. The questions looped and resurfacing, to especially the ones that they got mistaken. Those are just, godsend. So, mad props to the guys at the design team there that implemented those. Next, the volume on this one, not so important. Again, submarine squad, those are important. The thing I like to do is like to hinder the students walking around. I like to walk around and ask them if I can, push, implying push the correct answer. And sometimes the students will say yes, and maybe I will push the correct answer to gain their trust. And once I've gained their trust, I'll ask them or someone nearby if I can push again, and they might say yes, and I might push them physically. They get pushed. Or when it comes to the treasure tap tap, I like to walk by and mistakenly hit the bone and the can and make them miss with their fingers and just hinder their gaming experience. It's lots of fun. And let me see. Oh, question. In the treasure trove, the gem tap tap, do you know how to get the double points? This is something you need to look for. There's a place where you can get double points. And this usually, the option will come in halfway once the time has been reduced. So look for a special double gem. It's there. If you can find it and get it, everything after that will be double points. It's a key thing. And again, I often tell the students that the rules have changed this month. So the bones will be double points and the cans will be triple points. And some gullible students will, in the beginning go for that and, complain about, hey, that's not true, but it adds to the fun. Okay, moving right along. Tallest tower next. Tallest tower. Let's let the video go. Okay, again, the fourth true and false, which is not false, a true and also true question. Were the students enjoying themselves? True, also true. Yes, of course, they were enjoying themselves. The tallest tower. Let me explain what I do. Is because it's new, I need to explain the King Kong, which hasn't been named yet, like the fish has been named. The monkey that comes in with music and dancing and movement. The students are mesmerized by that little clip, and they don't understand that it's a 10-second pause on that team from building. So it's like, hey, get back to, answering and building so you can, during that 10-second pause, get closer or surpass them. So, hey, out of the corner of your eye, watch that, but keep answering and keep moving. So this is an important point. Because it is entertaining and it is attractive. Students they get the, I've been, mesmerized by that animation. So a little point there is to have the kids who are not on that team keep building during that time. And like to, oh, this one thing about this game is you have, besides the color kingdoms, is you have 3 teams and a possibility of adding a 4th team. So what I like to do is I just keep it at 3 teams. And some students, when they team up, they'll say they're with their buddy or they're with their, their friend, and like, okay, I'm not with you, so I'm gonna leave the game and re-enter. And once they re-enter, they're like, okay, we're on the same team now. And then right before the game begins, I'll switch it to 4 teams, and it messes them all up, and they can't re-enter and join the friends team. So this is a nice, add a team or subtract a team, add a team or subtract a team. You can use that function to revert from 3 teams to 4 teams, which is very useful. So keep that in mind when you play this one. All right, off to the last one, the last video. Here we go. All right, final question, true and also true. Were the students enjoying their learning? Voila, of course they were. Anyways, let's just recap real quick. We went submarine squad, a deep dive there with the captain and crew. They made landfall in the color kingdoms and they took over some land, but it wasn't a peaceful place, so they had to battle. They won. And not only did they win, they found a treasure trove, and they had all kinds of valuable gems and whatnot that they changed into building a huge tower with. And this huge tower was bare walled, so they needed something to put on the walls. And what they put on the walls? All kinds of masterpieces. So are these games doable? They're super easy. If you can play Kahoot, you can play these, and they're just better. Digestible. The questions. Are the students able to digest the questions in that format? Is an important key thing to design in your question when creating them. And which game is desirable for them in that time? Again, throughout the year and throughout the day, different moods and different things affect which game they want to play. So let me get into all my smaller notes now. Explore. So there's 5 games to explore. And to recap, we have the treasure trove, which is a solo game, but I like to play it with 1 student or 2 students in pairs. So even though it's a solo game, 1 student or 2 students in pairs, and using 1 device for 2 people, or 1 device each, so they can, again, help each other in answering those questions, even though the questions come up randomly. So they're not able to cheat because the questions are random on their devices. The second one are the 2 team games. The first being Color Kingdoms, which is a two team game. And the other one is being the Tallest Tower, which is a 3 or 4 team game. So be sure to explore those. And finally, the other 2 games to explore are the Submarine Squad and the Chill Art. These are class collaboration. Chill Art is low key, no pressure, no stress. And again, the class plays with themselves. Experiment, things to experiment with. Game time. start at the beginning to play the games, or in the middle of the class, or at the end of the class. You know, I like keep things to 3: beginning, middle, or end. When to play the games. Seating. You want to have them sit individually? Do you want them to pair up, or do you want them to sit in groups? And at the same note, do you want to use 1 device or 2 devices or multiple devices in that seating arrangement? So things to think about. Questions. You can make the questions easy. You can make the questions difficult, or somewhere in between there. In the submarine squad, the more difficult the questions, the higher the fish has of catching up and eating them before they get into the symbol mode. So again, question difficulties, easy, medium, or difficult, is something also to think about. Oh, another question. So using the slider, some people, and I wanted to give them this idea. When using the slider question, what I do is I'll put a page number in there. So whatever textbook I'm using, I'll put the textbook number, say it's page 25, as the answer. And then the question itself will be whatever the study target was, like, you know, what is your favorite game? And they'll have to flip through their book to find where that title is, or that subject matter is, and refer to their page number on the book to answer in the slider one. So there's just an idea on how to use the slider and a textbook together in the classroom to get heavy rotation with a textbook. All right, moving along. It's the end of the school year in Japan here. And what we like to do, what I like to do with my class, is we have something called Kahoot Festival Day. And Kahoot Festival Day is 45-minute lesson of just plain Kahoots. And we have 2 timings that we do with that. The first timing is the 5-minute sections. So we'll have each game mode played in 5 minutes, and the regular Kahoot played once, and the Kahoot with the reveal played in another one. So all in all, 7 different types of enjoyment in a 45-minute lesson. So if you think 5 minutes times 7 is only 35 minutes. But again, don't forget, you have to get your name in, you have to get your character and your accessories, and the leaderboards at the end of it. Students are always, you know, enjoying the leaderboards and whatnot. Am I over past time now?
I mean, you're doing such an amazing job, Charles. I mean, again, your students are so lucky to have you. It's such an amazing job. So, and I just want to thank you for everything you're doing. I want to thank your students for being fabulous movie stars. And it's so.
Well, let me thank you. Let me thank Kahoot back, because what we learn with pleasure, we remember. And Kahoot has made everything awesome. So I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.